Well, hello there once again, friends and fans. Raptor here. Welcome back to more Wargame AirLand Battle Multiplayer. Old Soldier 173 is on the side of NATO versus yours truly, Raptor on the side of Pact. We're on highway to Oslo, and I can tell you this highway is going to make it high speed, baby. I'm going to try to bring in, I have mostly a Soviet deck that's capable of destroying enemy armor, as you can see here. So what I'm going to try to do mostly is kind of hang back a little bit, build up a force, and see if we can kind of attack. Of course, I am trying to call a shot just like in pool before making it, which is a lot different. So at any time he makes a move that threatens me, I'll have to adjust my plan accordingly. And of course, as you all know, no battle plan survives contact with the enemy. Now, if you're new to this game, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to these videos, and ask around to, if you need help with the game, ask anybody, and they will definitely help you out down below in the comments. And of course, if you subscribe to this channel, you'll be able to see more of these videos, not only for multiplayer, but also the campaign. So I believe I've gone through most of my vehicles here, and Old Soldier to me seems like a newer player, but that doesn't mean he's not intelligent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break left and right excuse me, with UAZs, and see if I can kind of capture these areas before bringing in troops. I'm going to secure my positions first, because if newer players play this game, they tend to go for America and probably France usually, just because they kind of seem somewhat similar in what they offer on the battlefield, or at least that's what I've seen through most of my experience, and that means quick, light units and large forces. So we will try to counter that as soon as we can. So I'm going to bring out Conquerors and attack, set up defenses on that right side as soon as possible. I actually am regretting not bringing the PT-76, but we have UAZ nonetheless. So we'll also bring out some AA on the right side. I'm going to bring out a Strela and a Biryusa, and I'm also going to bring out a Buck that will move its way to the left side, and also a Strela for that, and also an Osa. Very good for moving and attacking helicopters, since they can move so quickly down these roads. I'm going to save on the tanks on the left side, and I'll wait until Fedor is captured in order to bring those out. And no points at Fedor, but a very important point for capturing and blocking this line of attack here. At Gregory, it's very much the same. You're going to want to capture Gregory and try to move into Dmitry, and this also kind of blocks this line here that helicopters seem to, more often than not, find their way down that route. Just to play a little bit smarter, I'm also going to bring Biryus over here just to block for choppers, and why not bring out a couple of motor Strelaki as well. We'll put them, you know what, we'll just leave those there. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to zoom in real quick to highlight these forces with 2 seconds left to go, and away we go, says Little Tin God. So, or no, and we're off is what his quote is. But anyway, here we go, and we're going to go left and right there, split our forces. Now you may see some early aircraft here. I also forgot to show that I do not have any aircraft in my deck. This is primarily an armored deck, and primarily has AA on the ground. Now, typical Rat Pack policy is to disable your Bucks. Osa I'm not too concerned about, because that actually is harder to hit, since it's smaller and moves at a faster speed. And if we see enemy aircraft, we will just wait till they pass over us, especially if it's like a Raven or something, and we'll just wait until it passes by, and we'll stop all of our Strelas and everything and have them engage. So anyway, you'll see forces first breaking left. Actually, I don't know what's going to break left first. I don't know where those UAZs are going, but you'll see them break left and right here at this destroyed bridge right here, and there you go. So these forces will be divvied up. Meanwhile, I'm going to kind of zoom out and keep an eye on this part of the map and the mini-map. You got to kind of have 2 eyes going on the screen. It's kind of like flying an Apache, how one eye has to be dedicated to a map and the other eye actually has to be dedicated to the battle. Very important, by the way, where you're moving units and such. I'm going to move my UAZ closer to the road just in case he needs to escape. This is always a pretty good starting position for UAZs and such. And we have our UAZ sitting out in the middle here. That's no-go. We have our OSA. I'm going to try to move that back here. And our troops and such are going to arrive very shortly. Alright, so we are going to take a defensive stance, and it looks like he's taken center already, which is good, because now we know where he is. And that means, you know, there's forces over here, so our defensive plan is going to, hopefully we make use of that at some point in this game. Gonna sneak our Biryusa back there, put some Euro trucks up here, and actually put those ATGMs, or at least one of those ATGMs, up in the area up here. Very good area to defend. Look at how open it is. You could destroy anything coming down on either side of this facility or crossing open on the road, so it's an extremely important defensive position. Troops are also arriving here, and I'm going to play more defensively because we need to build up a little bit before we send out our attack. Our tanks are very expensive and very important to keep alive. So I'm actually going to call out one chopper here just so we can keep an eye on Elena and Boris, and we're also going to call out a couple of troops to block on that left side as well. We'll have them just run up and hopefully they do their duty, and we'll actually have 4 Euro trucks just in case they get engaged by troops. Okay, so these Euro trucks, very slow unless they're on the road. As you can see, they're taking their sweet time, but since we're so far back and away from the enemy, I'm not going to make any immediate moves. Again, I kind of know what my plan is here. Biryusas are in place to attack any Cobras or any Hueys or any gunships that might come down that way, not to mention sneaky bombers of some sort. Sometimes people will run planes and try to napalm that forest to get you to panic, and it'll at least cut you off from getting aircraft for a while. Euro trucks are worth 1 point each, so if you keep them in the cities, it's not going to be a real loss if they take damage. And I'm going to have these Ural trucks kind of sit here at Gregory just in case I need to move to this forest or whatnot. So no sign of the enemy yet, even with our Mi-9. No aircraft, no tanks, nothing. He must have the same plan as we do, which means we're going to probably have to cut off Boris then, so that way he can't do anything sneaky, and then probably attack Elena. If he's going to play reserved, then we are probably going to have to do the same, because if we're attacking a defensive player, then that's falling right into their trap. You're going to have to systematically destroy what they've got enough to piss them off to try to persuade them into an attack. So I'm actually going to move these Conqueror's troops up a little bit there. I actually didn't know the building was there, so that's alright. No big deal. Alright, so we've got our UAZs hidden. Everything's pretty well hidden except for these trucks here. And this will kind of keep a line of defense between us and the, that'll help slow them down if they see and go for the UAZ. I don't see any artillery. I don't see anything. This could be a slow and go, ladies and gentlemen. I said it was going to be a high-speed highway here to death, but it looks like it may actually be a slow and go. Alright, so, geez, I swear these Euro trucks are useless in the woods. Just get the motor Streliki to walk, because they can do so much more on foot rather than just being in their vehicles. So we're going to continue setting up our defenses, especially, you know, you don't want the vehicle, if a Nighthawk flies around and these units are out in the open, especially if they're near buildings, put them in buildings, because that will give them a cover bonus and a stealth bonus, and it's much better to be inside of a, listen, even though these houses are made out of plywood, it's much better to be in there than it is out in the open. And if they're in a vehicle and the vehicle gets hit, then that's bad news bears. So our enemy here is probably doing one of two things. He's building on his own, and he's going to look for weaknesses and attack soon, or he's in a completely defensive stance. Now, even though he's a noob, or maybe a noob, I'm going to play as if he's the best player in the world, and you kind of want to respect your enemy. Even though you haven't seen anything from them, that doesn't mean they don't have a ton of ATGMs or helicopters moving around your flank, and you want to kind of be aware of that. That's why I'm not making any moves. That's why I have so many production points in the bank, not to mention I don't have any aircraft to buy. So I would always encourage, by the way, some people say, oh, don't buy aircraft at the beginning. Well, if you're playing against a 1v1, you might not want to do that, but in a 4v4, the name of the game is AirLand battle, so the chances of your enemy having aircraft or access to aircraft is pretty high. I'd say probably a 97% chance that your enemy is going to have some sort of aircraft. That might not be, that might only be helicopters, but still better to have something than nothing. And MiG-31 and the Tomcat are always a good choice, especially if you know you're going to be going into 4v4s. I'll probably be dooming myself here, giving you these tips later on. But wow, this is turning out to be quite a slow battle. So I would, at this point, if I had access to chopper troops, I'd bring them around the side and try to attack Anna or probably center. So we're going to move in on him with motor Streliki. In fact, I think, oh damn, my other deck is the one with the Spetsnaz. So what I do want to do though is if he's gonna leave these points, oh hold on a second, there we go. All Alright, a little bit of engagement there with the Canadian rifles. Oh, Canada. So he was either waiting for us or he was preparing an attack. You may see an aircraft come now with possibly napalm or something. These Soviet troops should be able to overwhelm those Canadian rifles, though. They have a C6 7.62, so the Soviets here are pretty evenly matched to the Canadians. The Canadians might win this one, though, which is fine, though, because we do know they're there. And that means I can bring out some artillery. I'm going to bring out a couple of these and some supply trucks for that. And that would be pretty beneficial to us. I don't know where the rest of those Canadians went, but now we're going to bring out some more of our trucks. Set up blocking positions there. Ah, looks like they took Elena. Fantastic. So he is out and about, and he is making moves, and he is on the battlefield, and he is alive. So we're going to call out more artillery. We're going to try to chip away at what he has down there, because I know at this point he must have some sort of defenses. He must. So we're also going to call out more A, and you know what, we're going to hold off on the AA. But we're going to move into Dmitry then with our motor Strelicky, and make sure that we have that, and then eventually capture that if we have the extra points for that. And so we're going to mark our artillery 1 and 2, control 1 and control 2, and we can actually, by pressing F, at least that's my hotkey, we can target anywhere in Elena. So I'm going to try to look for a command by using some recon, which is going to be mostly our BRM that I'm going to put up there. And also I'm going to try to get a quick jeep to zoom around as well. Helicopter's probably a little risky here. He's probably got something out and about looking for it, looking for helicopters, so I'm going to pull that back over to Dmitry. Holding shift allows me to give multiple orders, so the Mi-9 will fly here first, just south of the UAZ, and then over here to Gregory. And he'll do that all on his own. Canadian rifles seem to have disappeared on the left side. Okay, we're going to want to pull these back. And our Gadzooks, as I call them, are almost in position. We've got a few more up here. I'm going to call out 3 of these for each vehicle. And we've got our recon coming in. Motor Streliky's blocking the road there. We do not want him to get ahead of us in points. Oh, looks like something just blew up. Oh, there we go. Canadian rifles. Just, oh, hold on. We've got artillery firing here. And he's targeting something. Possibly our UAZ? Could he be that accurate? Ah, he's targeting where he thinks our UAZ may be, and we're now going to hit him with counter-artillery. Our Gadzooks are going to fire at his artillery. And then we're going to fire at... Alright, all of his Canadian rifles are moving through the woods, so that's where the attack's going to come from now. So we're actually going to call out... oh, it looks like our aircraft's coming. We got an aircraft coming our way. I wonder what that could be. Hornet. That just got shot down, but was able to bomb. Ooh, nothing. Good try. Artillery is firing at that former position for the Canadian rifles there. It looks like our Gadzooks here are too shaken, so we're going to get them out of there. They're useless with that kind of fear. So we'll put the motor Strelicky on the line and block left. No, not Brock Lesnar. I said block left. Alright, so we do need a command coming out. Yep, we have one here. Kind of dumb to move it out like that, but we do kind of have an eye on Elena. And it looks like we lost a Ural truck. 2 troops here. M113 probably taking that down. See if we can stop that. Good, 5 points there. Get our Ural trucks out of there. Don't want to give them any more to shoot at. Don't want them to know our numbers. If you have like 4 Ural trucks there and he sees those, he's going to come to the conclusion that, well, if he has 4 Ural trucks, there's probably 4 squads of infantry. So he's going to kind of do that calculation. So always hide your transports as well. Wouldn't hurt. So we've got our recon arriving, and we're going to try to... I don't see anything with what we have currently, so I'm going to try to have this BRM-1 push up. Probably going to get hit by ATGMs. That's what I would do if I were him. Final backup position here in this farm, with the motor Strelicky counting 30, just in case they get past all of our previous defenses. Gadzooks are going to fire again on former positions. Let's see if we can lure out a helicopter or some type of aircraft to deal with those. Canadian artillery, or at least what I believe to be Canadian artillery, is now firing at our old artillery position. A little too late. He may fire at our new position soon, so we're going to have them fire at least once, and then we'll put them on the move. Best to have them just drive forward, and then back, and then forward again. Okay, our UAZ has now arrived in its kind of safe holding position in the rear. We're going to move up UAZs, and I probably should add a little bit of AA on the right side. So you know what, we're going to actually have a Strela come up to replace this one. We're going to move up, and hopefully that's enough for them. Pray for no ATGMs. I'm taking these risks because I've kind of assessed the way that he plays, and it's not... Canadians do have a lot of great ATGMs, and they're very accurate, but the way he's playing with them is a little... Yeah, so there comes the artillery that I moved forward out of. He's doing a lot of good rookie mistakes, which is nice for you guys because you can kind of see what not to do. Strela's a little worried there, shaken from the artillery clearly. UAZ is going to move right up there on the road. So now we will have Dmitry as well. Our tanks are going to be very expensive. I don't think I'm going to advance with tanks just yet. However, we do have 7 minutes remaining. I guess it's now or never with the tanks. T-55A, T-72s. We have elite T-72s. Want to bring in 4 of these. 60A. That's going to be our big boy. Oh, what is this, Canada? Ah, Leopard C1s, good. Okay, they're moving into Ella now. Alright, so we're going to bring out a Pimp Daddy. And a couple more big boys. Probably the, let's see, 72A might be a good bet there. Very good armor on that, or at least something for this situation. It's very good. Oh, looks like we're getting popped again in the rear. Ah, Vandus. Okay, that's bad news for us. Those Vandus are very good at close quarters, so we're going to switch targets on that and also call more troops out. Actually, you know what? We're going to have just BMP-1s park right out here, and if they get close enough, that's when they'll get hit. M113A1 moving in. Artillery is going to fire on our own infantry. They're basically dead with the 32 Vandus there. So, and it looks like that infantry transports might make their way out to the field. And so these BMP-1s should be able to deal with those. Meanwhile, our tanks are getting ready to roll, so let's just have them come up and get ready to roll. 5 minutes remaining on that. Euro trucks are doing a good job supplying the remainder of those, remainder of the artillery. Artillery still firing, being pestered slightly by the Canadians who are firing on old positions. Going to continue to fire at the possible Vandu positions in the woods to the left. New artillery positions somewhere here at the intersection. Leopard C1s are now in viewing range. M113s are making their way through town, but are going to be blown up. BMPs are ready to engage those as well. Hopefully those Vandus panic with those Gadzooks firing. Okay, BMPs are going to engage remainder of troops over there. Meanwhile, T-72s are going up first, followed by the 72A and the 64A and then the B. And I have no fear on this left side of what we're facing. He is getting awfully close with his artillery though, so we're going to actually move. Okay, here comes the 72s and 60s. All the bad boys coming up into town. Gonna need some AA up there, so let's move our Strela up. Buck's in a good position, make sure that's turned on, which it is. Strela 10M, we're gonna have that come over to the woods, move in a little bit, keep an eye on them. We're gonna have the 72s continue to advance while these bad boys stop so they can get a more accurate shot. T-80B doesn't matter too much because the B is he's quite elite. He can do whatever he wants. So we're going to correct shot on our own infantry while we retreat. Lure them into that attack. T-72s are going to park right outside their door. Knock, knock. And the B will come up to clear house. Guaranteed. He's going to fire and get a hit here. Just watch. Oh, I think he hit and got a firing computer there. Losing only motor Strelicky here. By the way, not very easy to play as the Canadians either. I must give a tip of my cap to to Old Soldier here, because it is not easy to play as the Canadians. However, they're a very specialized group that you do not want to mess with in small town areas. Copenhagen, or I forget some of the other Oh, Hornet's coming in to bomb us. Got a little cluster F here. So long as our 80 gets away, we'll be good. Big waste there on the amount of freedom fighters he called out. Jeez. Well, he's recouping a couple of his points, but unfortunately those freedom fighters will probably be taken down by the Strela that's there. Oh, hold on. Oh, there goes the Osa. That's a kill. Good job. Back over the Strela. Jeez. Okay, let's look for that command. The 80B is going to be in, he's going to try to clear house the remainder of the way. Kind of a good move there to separate our troops, but not so much for points. Probably going to bring up supplies for the Buck and for the Osa. Gadzooks will continue to fire then at the Canadian forces here. Looks like they finished off the remainder of our tanks. Ooh. But that's what happens. That's when an attack. See, this will probably be an absolute. It'll be called a minuscule victory, because he was able to score some points there. But hopefully our Gadzooks finish off the rest of whatever's there. Now we've only got less than a minute to go. So if we bring up, I mean, we've got Strelas here. We're pretty much going to have to hold. This is the kind of victory where it's going to be hard because you want to advance so bad, but I'm not risking the T-80B. However, we could look for a command. We'll bring up our BR-M1 and... Oh, there we go. Okay, we're going to go ahead and just back up then. Screw that. Ooh. Okay, he's bringing in even more. But with almost less than a minute to go now, we're just going to go ahead and just call it. That's it. So anyway, that'll probably be like a minor victory or something. Always shocking to me, by the way, how difficult it can be to attack sometimes. Especially when you've sometimes the enemy gets lucky. You know, he spent a lot on an attack over here, and you'd think that would count for something. But a lot of the times, the answer is no. I don't know if those enemy tanks are on fire that are approaching, but... Anyway, all we can hope for is the next 41 seconds score command kill. So actually, we're just going to kind of continue to engage targets there. And let's see if we can get helicopters out maybe in the last 30 seconds to get maybe one kill. And maybe he'll call out a jet and get taken down. Tighten up our AA defenses. I got excited when I heard the Gadzooks firing. He will panic these, but there will be no kill. Not even a panic. Strela's in a great position there. I wonder if he fired any. He did. No kills, though. So that's the end of the game. So minor victory, total major victory? I don't know. Major victory. All right. So there you go. So anyway, hats off to you, Old Soldier 173. I was hoping that was going to be a total, but, you know, again, I tried to really push hard at the end there and try to find that command for you, but sometimes it doesn't work out. So until next time, this is Raptor for the rest of the Rat Pack, reminding you to keep that password. What was that? Yes, keep your password and pimp hand strong. Okay, bye. Well, Heidi-ho there, Wargame Marinos. How are you? Hello once again, friends and fans. Raptor here. More Wargame AirLand battle as Raptor dukes it out with the recently updated Soviets.